Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Week 6 Nffl Ceedeez Golden Penix Jr. Depressor. It's more of a depressor because we did lose. So I'll go ahead and get that shit right on out. 119.21 points this past week. Did not score enough to beat Dabrowski. I think he was like third high score or something like that, fourth high score. I don't know. He made his trades. He did what he needed to do in order to win, and that's what he did. So congrats, and I enjoyed absolutely none of it, except for Thursday night football. That was pretty fun last week with Goddard getting some touchdowns, some yards, plenty of catches, and pretty much being the only offensive weapon for the Eagles. But getting into it, we've got JD at 21.64. We got Goff at 16.82. We got Money at 7.1. Williams at 5.9. BTJ at 19. Pittman at 3, Jennings at 1.2, Goddard at 21.5, Kamara at 10.1, Packers at 5, Bates at 5, and Bjorkes at 3. Just not a great squad. We still got CD and Kittle out this past week. So, that's definitely hindering our scores, but we had a slew of people who just really didn't perform. The quarterbacks did about what they're supposed to. JD's a 20-pluser, and Goff is a 15-plus. If Goff gets me 15 to 18 every week, I'm really not going to be complaining. He's going to be another, QB 10. JD just needs to pick it up. I know he missed those couple of games. So, his points overall is not going to really reflect what kind of player he is when he is healthy. However, I think overall, if you take him in week 13 against any other week 13 player, no buys, no nothing, no injuries, I'm calling him a top 3, a top 5 quarterback. So I'm happy with 20 plus. Monty, we know what he is. We've had him a couple years in a row now. He'll get you, just shy of 10, 7, 8, 9 points, a couple weeks here and there, and then he'll pop off for 20, 30 points. Every once in a while, he'll have a couple of 12 to 17 pointers in there. He's really a running back 1B when it comes to the NFL and what running back 1A and 1Bs are. The 1A is definitely going to get all the yards, most of the good touches, all that kind of good stuff. He's going to get probably the catches and things like that. And then your running back 1B is usually going to be your bruiser, usually not going to catch a whole lot. Even though Monty's been catching some balls this year, he's been throwing some footballs too. He's got a couple of touchdowns. One got called back. He threw it to Jared Goff. Would have counted, but who gives a shit? Kind of how the season's going, but so 7.1 ain't the worst thing in the whole wide world. We've seen worse out of better players. Williams at 5.9. Talk about worse out of better players. Williams has the full control of that backfield. There's literally nobody. Jadon Blue. I think they had like Miles Sanders or something, and I think he's hurt now. So there's no reason for him to get 5.9 points. It's just needs to fall into the end zone, and life is okay. If they do that, then they should be just fine. And with CeeDee Lamb coming back, hopefully this week, we'll get to him a little later on. Hopefully that'll really open up the run game. I mean, they've had George Pickens just going absolutely berserk, but having two guys now, you gotta have people on CeeDee Lamb. You gotta have people now on George Pickens. You can't have bums out there guarding those guys, and that makes a lot of defensive schemes, in certain positions, in certain situations where, they could throw in a run or, an RPO or something like that and give the ball off to Javonte Williams, because he can catch the ball too. He's good at that. And, he can pick up some yards underneath. He can go right down the middle. He can go out to the sides. Like he's not the fastest running back in the whole wide world. He's not going to be blazing speed, but he's a bigger guy. He's a little bruisier type of back. He can catch a ball pretty well. Like he's just an all around good talent. And the Dallas Cowboys have been kind of lucky finding a gem in the rough there this year with him. So needing him to kind of produce. I've got him clocked somewhere around the 8 to 12 RB overall this season. 8's a little on the aggressive side. 12's probably a little bit more realistic. I think he could be the 10, 11, 12, throughout the season. I think there's a lot of guys who are in the top 5 who probably won't be there. I think there's a lot of guys who are in the top 15 to 20 who might be creeping their way into the top 10. So there's just a lot of movement still yet to be made. I think Javonte Williams is going to have some great weeks here and there. And every once in a while they might have, we've seen Dallas Cowboys struggle, so they might have a pretty shit week. And I think that was a decently high scoring game. I can't really remember it 100%, but him not getting, at least 10 points is pretty wild. BTJ had his final come out this season. He's had his sophomore slump. They've added another wide receiver, the number one Heisman winner. Guy plays 2 sides of the ball. Like, I don't know. He's played like 9 snaps, 12 snaps a game on offense, and somehow Jags are winning like left and right against bad teams, to be fair. But he wasn't a factor, He just really wasn't anything that you could really be excited about. Like, I think he was averaging like 7 or 8 points there for like 3 or 4 weeks, and that's just not something I could realistically do, especially I think I had him as a 3rd or 4th round pick, so just not producing. But yeah, having his come out party, honestly, I think they had another touchdown that came back, so he could have had more. Dude's electric. I don't need 20 points out of him every week, honestly. If we can get 12, 10 at the minimum, if we can get 13, 14 every week, I'll take that all day long. Speaking about a guy who I just need 10, 11, 12 points out of is Pittman. 3. Got 3 points. He is a wide receiver 17, I do believe. A couple years ago, he was the wide receiver 1 on that same team. Different quarterbacks, some different players from then to now, but they haven't added a wide receiver 1 on that team. They don't have one. They've got all wide receiver 2s, but Pittman's been the wide receiver 1 in the offense. He's done. Are you fucking kidding me? My headphones just died. That's gay. All right, well, hopefully this doesn't fuck up and you guys can still hear me. I'm already 8 minutes in. But whatever, I'll kind of wrap it up. Pittman, 3 points. Jennings, 1.2. Goddard, 21.5. I mean, Kamara, 10.1. Packers, 5. Bates, 5. York has 3. I mean, we just didn't do very well. Our special teams got us a total whopping 13 points. That's bad. Packers are supposed to be the number 1 fucking defense this year, NFL-wise, not fantasy-wise. I get that. There's a major difference, but 5 points, that's garbage. Bates, 5. I still have not gotten more than, I think, 6 or 7 points out of a kicker this entire season. Bjorkes at 3. He is probably the number 1 or 1 to 3 punter. That's just a bad week. I don't know what's going on. Dylan Gabriel ain't getting them downfield enough to be able to punt the ball where, he's able to get it inside the 20. That or their special teams just fucking reach, and their punt squad is just terrible and can't tackle. I haven't really been watching fucking Browns punt game. Not been keeping up on him. Let's address the elephant in the room. Jennings, 1.2 points. Why the fuck would he play him? That seems like a dumb fucking decision. To be fair, I didn't know he was going to have like fucking duct tape and bubble gum keeping him together. He's got 3 fucking broken ribs. He's got 4 ankle sprains. He's got a left wrist that is jello. I mean, the dude's being held together by fucking will at this point. It's bad. So I didn't know any of that. I figured, hey, there's a couple guys hurt on that offense. Jennings has been the number 1 there previously. Last year, we've seen him pop off. He's just now somewhat getting healthier, at least I thought. He was questionable and made a couple of returns. He got okay to play the game. I figured, you know what? They're going to need to throw the fucking ball. And they didn't. They did not throw it to Jennings. That's for fucking sure. Also kind of thought Purdy was going to be back, but whatever. Not great. Could have played Golden over him. Would have had a whopping 10.5 points more. Would have put me somewhere around the 129 range. I would have lost by 40 or whatever it was. So not great. Not putting a good team on the squad. Hopefully we can get CD Lamb back, Kittle back. Been trying to make some trades. I think I could honestly offer up fucking JD for throw a shit quarterback out there. Bo Nix, and it would probably get declined because I'm a fucking insane human being when it comes to trade offers. I'm sorry that I want to win a trade. My bad. I don't know why y'all make trades that you think are fair or even. Like, that just makes no sense. Like, if it's fair, the other player thinks he's getting a good value and you think you're getting good value, that's a fair trade in my eyes. It does not need to be the whole whatever. Like, it does not need to be the consensus of all of America that this guy is going to be better than this guy. I don't know. That's where I find it absolutely hilarious. I'll see these trades come out where, like, fucking Travis Hunter for Ramondre Stevenson. Travis Hunter, I understand he's a rookie. He's playing two sides of the ball. He's got a lot of he's learning a lot of shit. Amazing talent-wise. He's just got to learn and get the trust and built up. But, like, dude, he's getting, like, 9 plays a game on offense. Versus Ramondre Stevenson, who has always had fumble issues his entire career. But somehow the Patriots have fucking kept that motherfucker around for years and years and years. I think he's on his second contract with the Patriots. You know what I mean? So, like, they obviously trust him. They obviously have a lot of faith in him. They know what he is talent-wise. Like, I don't know. I think Owen absolutely raped Jackson. And that's insane that I can think that way. But yet I offer up some trades and everybody in the whole fucking world is like, dude, you're fucking retarded. You're just trying to rape everybody. And I'm like, dude, I just saw a trade that you made with somebody else where you got your asshole raped and gaped and wide open bleeding. This might get banned now. My bad. But yeah, I'm insane because of the trade offers the trade discussions we were having. I don't know. It's pretty insane. I mean, I think at this point we all know there's like the couple of fuck buddy squads that just suck each other off. Like, Owen's always going to trade with Mikey and Nick Lowe. Jackson's always going to trade with Nick Lowe, and he's going to try to rape Alex, and he's going to try to rape Nick Garvey. He's going to try to rape Jesse, even though Jesse's got a good team this year. I think he's the only undefeated team this year. Keep that going. But, you know, it's like, guys, this is so much fun. Yeah. Like, no wonder there's a bunch of people who just never talk in this league or trade ever. It's like, yeah, because it's super fun to have those trade conversations where you just get called a rapist or a fucking imbecile when you offer up a trade. It's like, hey, a counter, say no. I don't know. If we're gonna continue the trade talk about these certain players, then I'm gonna argue my side and you're gonna argue yours. Are we gonna come to an agreement? No? Okay. Don't just argue for the sake of argument. That's just fucking retarded. And don't just get into a trade talk because you're bored. I don't know. Some of you, I don't even think you are wanting to trade anything unless you get fucking Josh Jacobs for Ramondre Stevenson. You know what I mean? Like, and don't start a conversation if you're just gonna be bitching about what the other person says or counters with. I don't know. I think that's weird. It's fantasy, so you do your own thing. I got my own way of dealing with things. Clearly not everybody agrees. You know, there's other people that do their own thing. A couple different ways. But yeah, super fun to have the same 4 people trade with each other over and over and over again every year. And then everybody else be bitched at for never talking in the chat, never trading, never doing any of this. It's like, yes, because anytime you talk to me, you want the fucking moon, the stars, and a golden shitter. But yeah, you talk to your buddy over here and you'll give him whatever the fuck he wants for whatever he wants. I don't know. It's kind of funny. There's my rant for the day. Right in before Thursday Night Football. We're right at 15 minutes. Should get it in about an hour early, right before kickoff. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here, boys. You guys sticked around. Just know I'm not great at fantasy football.